Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt. This is Prime Analog Records. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do the 20 questions for Rob Walker's end of the year, as usual, his vinyl tag. And before I get started in that, I've got a stack of records, and boy, I mean, this kicks my ass every year, and I've done it twice. This is my second time doing it. Pull half my records out, and it really gives us a chance to go back through what we've gotten, what we bought, what we've listened to, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good exercise. It's fun, but I spend the next couple of days putting them all back. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of curse you for this, Rob. Anyway, let's get started. But before that, let me just throw a stat at you guys because I don't know if you guys are new or what here. But one of the things I wanted to point out is that I saw my stats today for 365 days of the year. It's always good to look at that kind of stuff. But here's the thing: 96%, I think it's 96% of the people who are watching my videos, and that's a lot of people. They're not subscribed. They're not subscribed to the channel. They're not subscribed to me. They're not even giving likes and things like that. They're not even engaging. So I'd implore you, please, if you guys are consuming this stuff, go ahead and give it a like. Give me a subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. It really does help the channel. It helps me to produce better and higher quality videos, come up with ideas and stuff like that. I'm not monetized, so you shouldn't be seeing ads all through my stuff. Although I've got over 100,000 or something views. There's a lot of views. So, but anyway, please subscribe and like and all that kind of good stuff. Even comments I really love. But I mean, for the amount of people that are watching my channel, I'm really stunned at that number when I saw it. It's like 96.3% or something like that. I'll put a screenshot of it just so you can see. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the very first record that we're asked to uh, to talk about is the favorite record that I purchased in 2023. That's a pretty easy one when you consider that there's a bunch of purchases I made, but there's several that were more than others. And I tend to get a lot into jazz this year, but this is what I came up with. This one here, I came up with this here. This was my favorite one of the year so far, of 2023, but also have this one too. And this is Foreplay. And if you don't know who this is Bob James, Dave Groot. No, it's Bob James on the keyboards. Marcus, what is it? Let me read it. But it's Lee Ritenour on guitar, Nathan East on the bass, and Marcus, Harvey Mason on drums. It's a double album, and it's really amazing. Almost everything you get now that were double, that is a double album. It's because they put so many songs on the CDs, and this is the first time this ever came out on vinyl. It sounds incredible. So that's my two favorites from this year. All right, so we're back. All right, the last record I purchased in 2023, and actually I purchased it months ago, and it kept getting pushed back, and I have no idea why. But it was this one, and I'd been really awaiting this a long time. It's Bill Evans and what's his name? It's really bad. It's like I've lost my mind. Tony Bennett. Sorry. Anyway, so they kept pushing it back, and the thing is, I got to tell you, I'm really disappointed in it. I thought I'd really love it, and there's many on here. There are many songs on here that are really really well done. And however, there's some that are abysmal. They had miking issues and stuff like this that were just very distorted and things like this. So I'm really brokenhearted about it because this is a craft recording. They really knock it out of the park. So what this tells me, honestly, is that this has got to be some kind of an issue as far as the master tapes or something, because it can't be that problematic. It just can't. I just can't believe it is. But anyway, so we're moving on. A band or singer who released 2 or more albums in the same year. I'm going to go with my original, Jimi Hendrix, and this is "Are You Experienced?" And this was another release, a music on vinyl release, the same record, but the difference is that this is what the original cover looked like. This is in 1967, is when he released these, and the other one that he released was Axis Bold as Love, and that was both released in 1967. All right, so moving on. If you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade would it choose? I'd really love to go 85 to 95, but that's not really a decade, so I'd have to stay in the 80s. But there's so many releases that have happened, since, and people are putting things out on vinyl now that were only CDs at this point because everybody went nuts with the CD situation. So anyway, I just have to go with the 80s. So that's where I'm going to go with right there. Okay, so if we could only show a record, this is number 6. Show a record or a band or singer from Manchester. Well, I did that. But it's probably not what you're trying to think about. Melissa Manchester. She came from Manchester. And I've got multiples of her. But honestly, who's from Manchester? And this is what I know Rob's looking for, the Bee Gees. Okay, they're from Manchester. So I did answer the question. I thought I would just throw that in just for the fun of it. All right, so the next one is which band or singer, this is number 6, which band or singer did you listen to the most in 2023? As with many of VC who have already done this, I listened the most to Steely Dan. And I've got lots and lots of it. I got the UHQR. I didn't get all of the UHQR. I got the Asia UHQR, and I'm not showing that because that's on the shelf over here, right there. It's on the shelf. All right, so that's that. All right, so the next one, number 7. Show 7-inch records. All right, so since I don't collect 7-inch records, I do have this gizmo here, and I know you guys all know what this is. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the 3 on the top because I haven't listened to these in years. I haven't even looked at them in years, so I'm going to pull them all right off the top. You're going to get to see them just as I pull them. All right, first one is Earth, Wind, and Fire. What is this one? What are my glasses? All kinds of problems here. Share Your Love. No, that's not the hit. You. Would that be the A side? Or the B side? Share Your Love. Then the next one is Dan Fogelberg, Heart Hotels. Then the next one is John Lennon, Woman. how many is that? 3? 4 is David Gates, Take the Last Train. I have to cover my face with it or it won't focus. And this is, what are they? 4. Here's 5 is September Morn by Neil Diamond. And then Toto, 99. See if it'll focus. It's still focusing on me. There it is. And then Olivia Newton-John and Cliff Richard's Suddenly. All right, so that's that. All right, so who's coming to the party? Who's coming to the party is a dinner party, if you have a dinner party, and I have a bunch. I cook for a lot of people, so 4 is just not going to be enough for me. But obviously, everybody who knows me and my channel, we're going to invite Gino Vannelli. Then the next one would be Chris Rea. Another one, Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe did a lot of musicals, so she's musical. Sting, Luciano Pavarotti, Sheryl Crow, David Foster, and Olivia Newton-John. So that's what my dinner party would look like, and wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall in that one? We lost them too early, and we did. We lost Bobby Caldwell last year. This is his debut album right here, and this has got his hit, What You Won't Do for Love, on it. And I've seen him many times now in concert. I saw him in one of his last concerts in Boca Raton, Florida. Met his wife and met him, spent time with him. He actually signed my bass guitar. He signed my headstock on my bass, and he also signed a pick guard for me. And I have those framed over here. And this also is something that I made up with the backstage passes and stuff like that I got on his tour when I first saw him, which was 10 days after my daughter was born. So that the one who's no longer with us, and we lost him in 2023, was Bobby Caldwell. All right, number 10 is imagine if you can only listen to music from one country, and that would be the U.S. Almost everybody I listen to is from the U.S., except for Gino is actually in the U.S. now, Gino Vannelli, and he's Canadian, but he actually lives in the U.S. He lives in Portland, Oregon. And another thing, like another one that I would really miss because he's from England, is Chris Rea, and I talked about him before too. Amazing singer-songwriter, and I would really miss him. But the vast majority of people that I listen to and that I've listened to my whole life are from the U.S. So that's number 10. Number 11 is name 3 vinyl community channels you discovered in 2023. One is pretty recent, and I've given him shout outs before, but it's Mike's Vinyl Experience. I'll put these in the these links in the description, so you guys can look them up. There's another one that I really enjoy listening to. It's slick, and he's just got a really good presentation on everything he does. And the channel's called The Joy of Vinyl Records, so that's pretty easy to remember too. And then, of course, I found Rob from Northern Revolutions, which I really love his stuff. I always have. We've gone back and forth, and we've sent stuff to each other. So, we're on top of each other's likes and appreciations and stuff like that. And I don't love everything he loves, and vice versa. But we get it together, and we have a good time. So, I suggest you guys find buddies like that within the community, and you can find some good stuff too, and you can learn from each other. I've learned quite a bit from watching Rob's channel, and I really enjoy that. So kudos to you, Rob. All right, number 12 is show a record you bought when you were a teenager. And I bought this, I remember right when I bought it, and I bought it from a place called J.M. Fields, and it was in Bartow, Florida. And it was with my grandmother, and I had my own money. And I was, if I had to guess, I was probably 12 when I bought it. So I'm not quite a teenager, but it was Three Dog Night Around the World. And this is a big album. For a first album, it's pretty big. It's a double album, so I didn't even know these things existed. But Three Dog Night really caught my attention with the songs. Eli's Coming and stuff like that. Joy to the World, things like that. They had a storied career, and sadly enough, they had a lot of tragedy with the heroin addictions and stuff like that. But it's an amazing group, and if you haven't heard of them, or you haven't spent time listening to any of their music, I strongly suggest you take a look. All right, show a funk or soul record. This is number 13, and this group definitely falls into both categories. Mother's Finest. This is an amazing group. This is their first album right here. It's so much fun. It's so raucous and powerfully funky. And then this is their their next one. By the name of it, you can already tell they're a little bit crazy and what do you call it? Just enjoying themselves while you enjoy their music, and you can totally tell they just have a ball playing. So I was thinking about Earth, Wind and Fire, but I love Earth, Wind and Fire for different reasons than the funkiness. But anyway, that's my funk soul entry into. I think it was, what was that, 13? Yeah, that's 13. So 14 is show a record you think everyone has, and then show a record you think no one has. Well, I got that covered pretty easily. And one that everyone has, one that everybody has, I believe, or almost everybody has, is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Everybody's got this album, and if they don't have it, they've streamed it. They know about it, but I think almost everybody's got this album. So there's that. All right, so now the one no one has, and I'm pretty sure they don't, because this is a direct-to-disc lacquer of my father and my mother singing, and you can see their names. I'll put it up here, and you can see. This is actually, they were singing opera. They were singing Rigoletto. And let's see if you can see that. Let's see if this will. Oh, now it's messing with my automated thing. All right, but you can see that Peggy Heinze is my mom's name, and this is before they were married. And that's how they met, singing opera. So isn't that pretty cool? And I don't think anybody's got that album. All right. She's Great is number 15, a record by a female artist you bought in 2023. Well, this I bought in 2023. But I've heard this album before. I heard it years ago when it was first done. I think it was in '97. I think it came out. Her first album that I heard was in '93, and the maturity that she shows in this album is so vastly different from what she did on her first album. Or I think that was her first album. May not have been, but the first time I heard of her was on an album that has a green cover, and she just was very teeny bopper and didn't sound like the depth of what this artist had become here. It's just striking to see somebody change that much in 4 years. So I highly suggest that album called "Surfacing" by Sarah McLachlan. So anyway, that's my female component here. All right, so the favorite video I posted on my channel in 2023, and the favorite video I watched in on the VC in 2023. Um, the favorite one I watched was Rob talking about his father. And I lost my dad this year, so it really touched me a lot watching that video and seeing the emotion that he had. And anyway, um, I knew I should have done the one about me first. My favorite video that I did this year was the one about ultrasonic cleaning, and it's also my most popular video. So run over there and take a look at that, and you'll see what all the clamor is. I think it's got over 10,000 views or more now. So anyway, that's where we're at with that one. All right, so we are at 17. Show me a record you describe as a 90s classic. Well, no question about it. And I got this on yellow vinyl, but this one is a 90s classic for sure. It's like a greatest hits almost. It's just so amazing. And that's why when they reissued it, everybody ran out. And I've got variants on it. I've got a red copy, I've got a yellow copy that I got from the UK, which is this one here. And then I have a black copy also. That's the one I play. I thought this was an interesting question here, and where Rob had said, if you could walk into the cover, look, what is it? Yeah, look through your collection and choose a record cover that you'd like to be a part of. Well, don't laugh too hard. I would really love to be a part of this scene here. And you got to see the back cover. The back cover was done by a guy who was repped by the same person. We were both repped by the same rep in photography rep. If you guys don't know, I'm a photographer. I have been for 40 years almost. But this guy was repped by the same representative I had in Italy, and his name is Helmut Newton, and he did this too. So I get to walk in on this scene here, which I'm all about that. Another one of my friends did this cover here. He did this. His name is Herb Ritz. Herb Ritz we lost. Gosh, I don't know. It's probably been 10 years by now. Oh man, time flies when you get up in the age, you know. Anyway, so that's the one I'd want to be a part of the scene. All right, so it's like a greatest hits. Show a record you're so familiar with that feels like a greatest hits. Well, that would be Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This album, Damn the Torpedoes, is like a greatest hits. It's so amazing. It's so much fun, and it's, what is it doing that? It's crazy. But everybody knows this album, and it is a great album. It's a lot of fun and a lot of craziness. And they have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, I can totally tell because they play almost everything. When they were in concert, they played basically everything on that album. And everybody expected them to. So that's like what a greatest hits is. All right, so show me an album that was. Did I miss anything in here? I feel like I did. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Nope, I didn't. So my number 20 is an album released in 1974, and that would be Stranded by Roxy Music. Look at these great hype stickers. Isn't that awesome? But what a great album this is. And Roxy Music has always had these hot women on these covers. This is back in the 70s, 74, and the sexual revolution was happening, and they could get away with this kind of stuff. They couldn't before, but anyway, so there's my vinyl tag, Rob. I hope you liked it. You guys go and like and subscribe. Like I said before, when you've got 3% of the people subscribed to you who are all watching you, it's just kind of tough on us to keep motivated. So just reaching out, touch base, give me some comments. I appreciate all that stuff. All that kind of stuff is great for me. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. All my best.